Howdy. Speak, young lady.
This is Elvis, the ultimate fan channel, the global Elvis community fan channel.
Yes, indeed. Hello. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. Good night. The worldwide shout out is coming up. Will it be you? Hello everybody, welcome once again to Elvis the Ultimate Fan Channel. I am so delighted to have you with me. Thank you very, very much if you're joining me live or if you're joining me on catch up. And as I promised, I will say the worldwide shout out. And don't forget, if you want your country, your state, your town, your village, whatever, then get in touch with me. Let me know where you watch the show from, and it could well be you that gets a shout out. But this week, congratulations to Mexico City. Hi, Mexico City. Lovely to have you on board. Yes, Elvis Presley has fans everywhere, and Mexico City is one of those places. So congratulations. And it could well be you this time next week if you send in where you're watching from and I pick your name out of the hat. But as you've just heard, this week it's Mexico City. Now, what have we got in store for you? As you can see, I'm excited for tonight. We've got the topic, writing on the wall at Graceland. Yes, it is. We've also got This Day in Elvis History, a live poll which meshes in with the topic, so I'll be looking for you to vote on that. Dylan's Elvis Tale, of course. Hi, Dylan. Underrated Elvis song, a song I wish Elvis had recorded. Caption the photo. It was some photo this week, wasn't it? Smoking Hot, of course.
Oh, he's so hot.
That always sets her off. Always sets her off. And of course, you can phone me free on WhatsApp on the telephone number. There it is, 087 959 8819. Put 353 in there if you're outside of Ireland. You can also ring me on Facebook Messenger, Instagram, or just the telephone number. If you want to use a landline, that's no problem. Right, so without further ado, I don't think there's anything else I have to say. My allergies are still playing up. I had a good sneeze last week and everybody said, bless me, bless you. Thank you very much. And right, so yeah, before we go any further, we always have to start with one of these.
Hidden Elvis, clue number 1.
Yeah, Hidden Elvis, as you know by now, 4 clues throughout the show, and along the way, you've got to try and guess what the hidden Elvis is. It could be somebody in Elvis's life, could be a movie, a shirt, a song, anything like that. The only thing I do say is don't give me the answer on the chat until after the 4th clue, and I'll ask everybody then to tell me what they think the hidden Elvis is, because if we do it too soon, it spoils it for everybody. So yeah, and I promised, you probably might have heard it on the trailer yesterday, I promised that it would be a difficult one this week to see if I could catch you out, to see if I could stump you, because I've never stumped you yet, and I've never stumped you on the quiz either. Every time I think I've stumped you, suddenly somebody goes and types the right answer. So, oh, by the way, hello to everybody in the chat. I see you. Thank you very, very much for joining me. Vincenzo says, Steve, I'm reading Ginger Alden's book now. It's very good. Okay. Hidden Elvis, clue number 1 is 295. No more to say. 295. And we do the quiz, of course. And I see Chris is in the chat, so she's moderating, helping me out. I don't know whether Dave has arrived yet. Has anybody seen Dave in the chat? Dave normally helps me out as well. That's true. Can't stump these clever Elvis fans. I know. It's unbelievable. It really is. Every week I think I'm going to do it. And then I don't. So, okay. Hi, Colin. Nice to see you here. Don't see you here very often. I know you're a busy gent, but nice to see Colin Paul here. Hi, Colin. Now, Fan of the Month quiz. Brian Roberts won last week. His name was picked off the Wheel of Fortune. I span the wheel and it landed on Brian's name, Brian Roberts, and he elected to get a Blu-ray of King Creole. So that winged its way to Brian, and he got it last week, and I'm sure he enjoys it. I remember seeing King Creole in Blu-ray, and it's very, very, very sharp. Very, very good to watch. Now, the Fan of the Month quiz, 22nd of June, 2025, is Elvis movie songs. I will show you a screenshot, and you've got to tell me what Elvis is singing in the screenshot. What song? Chris says Blu-rays are fantastic. Yes, they are. And also, I've just got a message here. Will I read it out? Let's see. Hi, Steve. My first live watching your show, Simon. Well, welcome, Simon. Thank you very, very much. That's very, very nice of you to join us. Thanks very much. Okay, now, does anybody remember which pen I used last week? Was it the Jailhouse Rock? Was it the 1956? Was it his pen in mine, his hand in mine? Or was it the 68 special? Does anybody remember? Because I don't. So will it be sort of like eeny, meeny, miny, mo? Was it the 68 comeback special last week? Okay, well, I can reject that one then, maybe. Brent says 68 as well. Or are people saying I should use the 68? I don't know. I don't know whether I should be using the 68 or whether it was a 68 last week. Okay. His pen in mine for this week. Okay, well, we'll go for his pen in mine. There you go. How about that? What do you think of that? His pen in mine. Oh, Doreen says it was 68 last week. Okay, so we better not use it 2 weeks in a row. So, if I show you this photograph, because I have, of course, I haven't got it lined up, you silly boy. Here we go. Now I've got it lined up. What song is... Mrs. EAP says any pen will do, yes, because they've all got Elvis on. Okay, so I thought I had my coffee here. I must have drunk it. Did I finish it before the show? Thank you to the person that bought me the coffee. They bought me coffee by using the link or the buy me a coffee, so forth. And thank you very much. I enjoyed it very much. I didn't realize I'd finished it, but there you are. Now, here we go. What is Elvis singing here? Now, that's a very definitive outfit that he was wearing during that song, wasn't it? Hi, David Lohman. Okay, Rossi73 says yoga is, but yeah, there's more to it than that. Oh, a lot of people. Oh, Brian Roberts. There's Brian. Hi, Brian. Hope you're enjoying King Creole. Yes, Brent got it amazingly quickly there, actually. And there's Arkansas Dave. Hi, Dave. So, it's Brent, because it is yoga is as yoga does. And Brent's name will be going on the wheel next month. And, of course, with you get this, Brent.
You're argumentative, mulish, uncooperative, and unbelievable.
Brent, you are definitely that last bit. Unbelievable. Okay, I might change that next week. I think I've got one lined up. Right. Sums up Brent in 5 words, says Dylan. Okay. Now, if that's yoga is as yoga does, what's this one? Helen Murray says, easy come, easy go. Vincenzo says, the black sweater gives it away, Steve. Yes, it does. I agree. Duncan says City by Night. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, Gotta Stop, Adam and Evil, I'll Be Back. Well, believe it or not, it's I'll Be Back. And I thought, if I if I show him with his back to the camera, it'll be a clue. I think I need help. Anyway, it is I'll Be Back. From Spin Out, I believe. And it was Dylan. So, Dylan, your name will be going on the Wheel of Fortune as well. And, of course, you get this.
You're argumentative, mulish, uncooperative, and unbelievable.
So that makes two of you. That makes Brent and Dylan.
You're argumentative, mulish, uncooperative, and unbelievable.
Okay. So, and that's Elvis telling you. All right. That's not me. That's Elvis. Right. Number 3. I like these. I like these. I like these quizzes. I really do. I'm not sure who has more fun, me or you. Here we go. What is being sung here? The absolutely delightful Joan Blackman. Yes. Delightful. Dylan Cricker, me, that's luck. Okay. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Look at all those I got lucky. Yeah, she was cracking up. Elvis was cracking her up left, right, and center during that. I don't know how she kept a straight face as long as she did. So anyway, yeah, it's Fast Fingers himself, Dylan, again, which means you are twice as than Brent.
You're argumentative, mulish, uncooperative, and unbelievable.
If you can be twice as mulish as Brent, then you are Dylan, okay? And again, of course, now your name doesn't go on the wheel twice, Dylan, but it stops another person getting on there, if you understand what I mean, because the more times you get these right, the less number of people get on there, which I suppose makes sense. Now, yes, the wonderful Joan. I wish I could find good solid connection for Joan and get her on the show. Now, what about this one? What is Elvis singing here? Ooh, now, what do you think of that? I'm just doing a little touch up here. There it is. Okay. Let's see what we got. Rossi says pass. Get Joan on, says Dave. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Okay. So, let's have a look. Right. I took my eye off the ball there, and Jodie Duggan says the girl I never loved. Doreen says the girl I never loved. Unfortunately, Jodie Duggan has a typo in there. So I think you know what I'm going to do? Because Jodie Duggan has an R in there, it's still the girl I never loved, and Beanie has as well. I'm going to put Beanie and Jodie in. I'm going to put them both on the wheel, if that's okay with everybody. Duggan and Beanie. Okay, his finger might have just caught the R when he was typing. So both of you are...
You're argumentative, mulish, uncooperative, and unbelievable.
Okay. Yeah, and it's a lot of people are saying that's fair. I think it is. I think it is because they've still got to get through the Wheel of Fortune to win. So don't know why I keep doing that. But anyway, this one. What is this one? What is Elvis singing here? And that solution was cooperative and unbelievable. Very clever. Very clever, Brent. Desert Serenade. Okay. Some people are saying Kismet. Golden Coins. Oh, Rossi says, hate this film. Oh, dear. Okay. Well, it is. I tried to kind of hide Elvis's face, but you can. The shirt is the dead giveaway, really, isn't it? And it is Kismet, and it is Duncan Campbell. Duncan, your name is going to be on the wheel, and you are.
You're argumentative, mulish, uncooperative, and unbelievable.
Duncan strikes me as the least argumentative, mulish. What was the other thing?
You're argumentative, mulish, uncooperative, and unbelievable.
Yeah. So anyway, there you are. If Elvis says it must be right, Duncan. Right. Here we go. Number 6. What is Elvis singing here? Don't try to recreate the golden coin scene, you'll drown. Yeah, exactly. Jane, hi Jane. Elvis Nation Harem Holiday. Do Not Disturb. Yeah. Now, believe it or not, it's Jane Trainer. Hi Jane, and it is Mirage. And I see that I have got a few of you caught out with that. Doreen says, do not disturb. Wow. Okay. Now, as you can see, the bracelet on the girl's hand, I suppose, is a bit of a giveaway. But it is Mirage, and it's Jane. Well done, Jane Trainer. Okay. So, thank you very, very much to everybody that played along and to everybody that got the questions right as well. Well done, because some of them weren't that easy, I felt anyway. Wait till you try and figure out what the hidden Elvis is. Okay, so thanks very much. We do now go on to the topic, and the topic is very straightforward. It's to sign or not to sign. That is the question. Okay. After last week's topic, when I showed photos someone had taken whilst touring the grounds and the meditation garden at Graceland, and they seemed to show what appeared to be issues of disrepair. Okay. Now, if you didn't see last week's and you want to see last week's, then just watch it on catch up, because it was quite an interesting show and there were lovely and great interesting callers as well. But we move on, and someone mentioned about fans and visitors to Graceland signing the front wall, plaque, and even the music gates. And it got me thinking, how many fans agree with it and how many don't? Okay. I posed the question during the week on the post tab of this this channel, what used to be the community tab, I believe, but it's now called post tab. And here are some of the replies. Elvis always asked if he would be remembered, and I think that this is the perfect example. I've been there 5 times and signed every time. By the way, I'm not going to give the person's name because it doesn't make any difference what their name is. It's just a fan that left this comment. Okay, so I'm not really going to... It's academic who left the comment. I think it's a decades-old tradition that has a sweet sentiment behind it. I've never seen anything wrong with it. However, as some things do with time, there are people that are coming along and taking things too far. For instance, like signing the historical landmark sign. Yes, that's correct. I agree with that. They do sign the landmark sign. as you can see. And of course, there's the wall. Okay. I think it's graffiti because it's an official sign, not just the wall. I know there are some out there who think that signing the wall is a terrible idea, but I've always thought that the sentiment behind it is sweet. It's our way of saying hi to Elvis because he can't say hi to us. I believe signing the wall is okay. It's as a way of letting Elvis know he was still remembered and missed. In fact, when Elvis was alive, the gate people would leave messages on the wall and Elvis never admonished them for it. However, I think signing the plaque and the gate should be prohibited. So the gate and the plaque, no. The wall can be power washed off without damage to the property. The plaque and the gates would be damaged with being power washed. I think signing the wall is okay, but nothing else. I signed the wall when I was there and it made me feel like he could see it. Crazy, I guess, but that's how I feel. I'm guilty. I signed the wall and I'll sign again when I go back. It's a demonstration of love, not a violation. I was always against it and I thought the graffiti looked tacky, but even I broke down and finally wrote on the wall during my last visit because I didn't expect to return and wanted to leave a trace of myself behind for posterity. No, I wouldn't even sign the wall. It wouldn't make any sense to me, in my opinion. Elvis's spirit sees hearts. Given influx of money that Graceland brings to the city with taxes, etc., I would find it fair that they take on the expenses for the external parts of the building, at least in part. It's okay, but no other area or surface of Graceland. We still have to preserve his iconic home for future generations. And, well, Elvis did not mind when he was alive. Good enough for me. It's okay to sign the wall, but not the plaque. No problem with me. And I do have a problem with people who do. I just chose not to when I'm there. I don't have a problem. I just choose to when I'm there. I feel it would be disrespectful putting graffiti on Elvis's property. And I'll finish with this one. The historical place sign shown in this picture. Okay, I'll show that again. Because people sign the wall, they think it's okay to graffiti everything in the area. So they have many times desecrated this sign to the point it is unreadable. After many restorations, the city put a plexiglass case around the plaque, but it was quickly destroyed by more graffiti and people scratching their names and words into it. I believe today the sign is surrounded by a short iron fence, making it impossible to stand near the sign. Yeah, we showed that a couple of weeks ago, and I said, why don't they just move the sign behind the wall and raise it up a little bit? Okay. So is it okay to sign the wall? Is this sign good to talk? Feels like it would say no. We might also ask ourselves why the city refuses to fix the sidewalks in front of Graceland. Well, that's another issue, I suppose, where they are in terrible disrepair and actually quite dangerous between the guest house and Graceland. Well, that's another issue I wasn't aware of. Making visiting the meditation garden during the free period, if you stayed in the guest house, very hazardous. If an attraction that was making a ton of money encouraged vandalism on their public-facing walls in any other city, would it be seen as a good thing, or would it indicate to the city that there is no need to beautify or maintain the area? And I'll finish with that. So I think nearly overwhelmingly that was a yes. Sign the wall at Graceland, not the plaque and not the gate. So I'm going to throw it over to you. Remember that the poll I'm about to ask you is completely anonymous. Nobody knows who votes what. I just know the percentage. And it's very simple this week. It's just yes or no. And it's signing the Graceland wall, yes or no. Okay? That's basically it. Signing the Graceland wall. Whether you've gone and you've done it or you haven't done it, or whether you're planning to go, will you, when you go to Graceland, are you going to sign the wall, yes or no? It's as simple as that. It's a yes or no answer. Okay? And I will be very, very interested to see if yes or no wins. And it's completely anonymous. Don't worry about it. It's completely anonymous. And also, I don't mind telling you as well that after the Dylan's Elvis tale, if you want to ring in and talk to me about it, you can. You can ring in. You can get in. You can get in the queue on Discord, or you can ring me on the number that is shown on the screen there. If I move the plaque, you can ring me on Discord, WhatsApp, Messenger, or just on the telephone number. But I'm going to be extremely interested to see whether yes or no wins. We've got to do this.
Hidden Elvis. Clue number 2.
Clue number 2 is 111. So we've had 295. Now we're having 111. Okay. If you know what it is, don't write on the live chat yet. We've got another two clues to go. I don't really know if there's anything else I can do apart from this now.
It's time once again for Dylan's Elvis Tale.
Yeah, Dylan's Elvis Tale. Are you there, young man? Sorry. Are you there, young man?
Oh, there we go.
I clicked on your name.
When you came off?
But yeah, it must have double clicked.
Yeah.
It's because I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous about this this tale.
That makes me nervous now.
Why would I be nervous about a tale? Because your tales are great. And no, it's not nervousness, it's excitement. That's what it was. It's excitement at my finger on my mouse.
It's on Christmas more.
Yeah, exactly. Will I ask you about the signing of the Graceland wall?
Yeah. I've never done it myself personally because I've never been.
Okay. I was just about to say, have you been? But the thing is if you went, what would you do?
I would sign it.
You would sign it. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
I wouldn't sign the dates because that's sacred.
Yeah, I know. You see, there is a grey area with this. You see, I've had to stipulate the wall. You see, but there is a grey area because people say the wall's okay, but the plaque and the gates is a no-no.
Well, yeah, because the plaque tells you all about, the home.
Yeah.
And if you can't read it, then what's the point?
Yeah, exactly. And I didn't show the worst pictures, but there's some really, really bad pictures of it down the years, and it is literally illegible. You can't read what's on there because there's just so much graffiti on it. And then the gates as well. Yeah, the gates as well. No, okay. Anyway, right. So, do you want to do the or is it something you want to do before the tale?
I don't know. No.
How are you feeling, by the way? You weren't too well, were you?
Better.
Great. I'm glad to hear that. I was sending positive vibes down the phone line to you all week.
I know.
Good. All right. Yeah. So if you want to do the tale, let's do it.
Yeah. So, as I've mentioned before in the past, I love it when I get to find out new information.
So do I.
Because even though I've been a fan for nearly 20 years now, I have nowhere near scratched the surface when it comes to Elvis. Not even close. So I'm learning on the job every day. And this is one of them. So this comes from December 14th, 1975. And as you can see from the pictures, Elvis is wearing the Egyptian bird suit with the blue sleeves.
Yes.
Now, there's two of these suits. There's the blue sleeves, and then there's the one with the white sleeves, which is also known as the bicentennial suit, because it was worn on the bicentennial occasion. Which is a great show, by the way, if you've not heard it.
Mm-hmm.
And on December 14th, Elvis does something very, very unique. So one of the night... Mind blank, sorry. Hang on.
Take your time.
This is the sickness coming in. This is my stupidness.
It's not easy. When you've been ill, it's not easy to think.
No, it's not. You might need to give me a minute here. So
we can always come back to you.
No, I've got it.
Hey.
Yeah. So December 14th, Elvis decided to do something different. So one of the songs he did in the set that night was It's Now or Never. Now, at this point in his career, what he would do when he would sing it was he would talk to the audience about how it's a song called It's Now or Never, and it was recorded in 1960, and it was based off the Italian song O Sole Mio. And then at that point, he'd turn over to Cheryl Nielsen, and he'd say, I'd like to ask Cheryl Nielsen to sing O Sole Mio, and then I'll do It's Now or Never. However, on this night, Elvis decided he wasn't going to do that. So he gets to It's Now or Never, and he says, this is a song that I recorded in 1960, and this is a song called It's Now or Never. And at the point where he would normally say, I'd like to ask Cheryl Nielsen to sing O Sole Mio, he doesn't. He says, I'd like to attempt it if you don't mind. So what he does is he stands in the middle of the stage and he sings O Sole Mio. And he does it with perfect pronunciation. He says all the words correctly, and the crowd go absolutely nuts for him.
Brilliant, brilliant. Actually, we hear Cheryl do this on the Elvis in Concert LP, don't we? Yeah, Elvis in Concert, yeah. But very good.
So, yeah, that's why I wanted to tell this week.
Yeah, no, well, I mean, we know how clever Elvis was with languages. I mean, look at Guadalajara. I mean, he did a great, he did a great job with that, didn't he?
Yeah, and then there was Mexico. I think there's a little bit of Spanish in there.
Yeah, and then he did German with the Wooden Heart, but of course he'd only just come back from Germany after 2 years, so that was easy, Elvis.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to tease next week's?
Do I? Yeah, I do.
Well, I'm not sure. But you see, you were struggling to provide next week's, so maybe you haven't got it ready yet.
Well, no, I have. I'm just trying to recall what it is at the moment.
I like it.
Oh, I know what it is. It's how Elvis opened the show on August 19th, 1970. Dinner show.
Oh, right.
Because it's not how you think.
And there's a very rare suit that night. We won't say any more. We'll just say there's a very rare suit that night.
Yeah, there is a rare suit that night.
Yeah. Okay. And me and you were talking about it earlier on, and I learned something as well. So there you are. Dylan's.
By the way, I just want to mention.
Yeah.
Real quick. For everybody that's wanting to tune in next week for the movie thing, there is no movie show next week, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, you were going to do a movie sing along, weren't you? Yeah.
Yeah, so I was going to do the movie set next week. However, that's had to be derailed.
Okay.
So that will be still done, just at a later date.
Okay. Keep us posted.
I will.
Alrighty, young man. Hope you continue to keep feeling better.
Thank you. And I will see you next time.
Yes, I'll talk to you during the week anyway.
All right, good.
All the best. Bye.
You too. Bye.
Join us again next week for another Dylan's Elvis tale.
Diddle-dum. And we go over to a regular. Our regular is Vincenzo. Hi, Vincenzo.
Hi, Steve.
Right. Have you been to Graceland?
No, not yet, no.
When you go, what are you going to do?
I would sign the wall, but not the gate.
Yeah, or the plaque.
No.
Yeah, that seems to be the general consensus, doesn't it? Well, I think so. Anyway, I haven't looked at the. You know what my friend did? Go on.
My friend Nicola, the one who met Elvis twice.
Oh yeah, Nicola Crippa, yeah.
She signed the wall and she put my name too.
Oh yeah, I mean a lot of people do that. They put people's names on there on other people's behalf. I mean somebody did put Elvis the Ultimate Fan Channel on there for me as well, very kindly. But yeah, But anyway, you would sign the wall, but not the plaque and not the gate. Okay, alrighty. Thanks, Vincenzo. All the best. Right. Okay. The phone lines are still open if anybody wants to call in and give their opinion about signing the wall, signing the gate, signing the plaque, signing anything really. I'll just keep an eye on that for a little bit longer, but we will, of course, do.
It's time now for This Day in Elvis History.
Yes, This Day in Elvis History, June June the 22nd, down through the years. I've just realised, actually, June 22nd, that means that yesterday was the longest day, so we're heading back to winter now. No, we're not really. Just because it was the longest day yesterday, we've still got a lot of summer to go through. Let me have a look at down through the years, and we've got photographs. If nothing else, we've got 1956, June the 22nd, 1956. Elvis started a 3-day run playing 10 shows. Wow, 10 shows, my goodness me. At the Paramount Theatre in Atlanta, Georgia. The stage manager was told, pull all white lights. Elvis works all in colour. His act has no encore. When he leaves the stage, immediately close the curtains. Not just an act on the bill, the Jordanaires backed Elvis for the first time on this tour. Now, unfortunately, this isn't a very good photograph, but you can clearly see that's Elvis in the middle and the Jordanaires. Just a pity it's not a better picture. The set list was Heartbreak Hotel, I Was the One, I Want You, I Need You, I Love You, Baby Let's Play House, and Blue Suede Shoes. That's quite interesting that he threw in a Sun side in there, because Heartbreak Hotel and I Was the One was a single. I Want You, I Need You, I Love You was only a couple of months old. It was probably still in the chart, probably. But Baby Let's Play House, strange. And then Blue Suede Shoes. Okay, so that's this day in 1956. 1959, Elvis is in Paris with Lamar Fike, Rex Manfield, and Charlie Hodge until the 25th. Okay. And then we've got GI Blues was in the works in 1960. 1961, Hedda Hopper reports in Looking at Hollywood. Elvis Presley's Pioneer Go Home starts in Florida in 3 weeks. The movie would be renamed, of course, Follow That Dream. Then we've got Priscilla visits from Germany for 2 weeks in 1962 between June 17th and June the 28th. Principal photography began... Oh, hang on a second. Principal photography began on Girl Happy, and Elvis was visited on the set by Linda Bird Johnson, daughter of the then President Lyndon Johnson, and actor George Hamilton. And yes, I have pictures. There's Tom Parker as well in the second one. That was on this day in 1964. 1965, Frankie and Johnny. 1967, Speedway. And 1968, 1968, he was in Western Recorders, Studio One. Of course, he was working on... Yes, Elvis, the NBC TV special. So what was he doing? June 22nd, 1968, which was a Saturday, he was doing Up Above My Head, Saved, the gospel section. It also says here, I Found That Light. Now, whether that was dropped or whether it wasn't recorded or not, it would be interesting to know, wouldn't it? And then we've got Saved Part 1 and Part 2, Preach for the Sky, okay, which is again a bit of a teaser. Was it ever done, or was it completely dropped? That's what we need to figure out. I Found the Light and Preach for the Sky. And then he did Trouble opening and Guitar Man opening on this day, June 22nd, 1966, at Western Recorders Studio 1. Okay, so we then have 1969. We have at the gates of Graceland, sometime in June, July. I'm not saying it's the 22nd of June, but it was sometime June, July of 1969. And there's that tongue again, ladies. Yes, there's that tongue again. Then we've got 1970. We've got Elvis bought 3 Jetstar snowmobiles, which were equipped with treads that allowed them to be driven on the Graceland grass. Only Elvis. Good man, Elvis. 1971, yeah. We've got RCA released I'm Leaving, Heart of Rome. I'm Leaving in the US, and I'm Leaving reached number 36 on the Billboard Hot 100. And in the UK singles chart, it reached number 23. Heart of Rome reached number 23 in the UK and number 83 in Australia. There you are. What do you think of that, Australia? Okay. I'll be taking another call in a minute if you just bear with me. I see somebody else in the queue. And then we've got 1973. Yes, we've got Elvis performed at the Nassau County Veterans Memorial Coliseum, Uniondale, New York. Let's have a look at some of these photographs. Great photographs. There's Charlie putting a yellow-lined cape on. Like it. Like it. And then, exactly a year later, 22nd of June 1974, we've got Elvis performed at the Civic Centre Auditorium, Providence, Rhode Island at 3 and 8:30 p.m. Let's look at the afternoon show first. Yeah. Nice black and white shots, these. Elvis looks good. Elvis looks really good there. Yeah, really, really good. And evening. Unfortunately, these the first ones, the afternoon show, look sort of professional, but these unfortunately look more like fan photos. But for posterity, really, really good. Really, really good. Looks like the rainbow swirl suit, is it? He's talking to JD there by the by the looks of it. Okay, so that was on this day in 1974. Okay, so 1977, Elvis performed at the arena, Sioux Falls, South Dakota. This was the day after Rapid City, which made most of the CBS TV special. So this was the day after Rapid City. So that's it. And here's an unusual one from an unusual angle. It's almost like from a low balcony. Not this one. That's just an action shot. But I think the next one coming up is just from a low balcony. Yeah, there. I'll just pause it there for a second. That's quite an interesting one. It looks like he's coming over to give somebody or people, various fans, that scarf he has around his neck. And of course, that's Charlie in the background getting ready to reload another scarf onto Elvis's neck. And so that was on this day in 1977, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, the day after Rapid City. Now, I do see a caller, and it's Ian. Hi, Ian. How are you? Okay. Ian is probably just waiting for me to come to him. Are you there, Ian? Can you hear me? Hi, Ian. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yes, I can, but I've had to unmute myself. I thought you were going to unmute me, Steve.
Ah, right. Okay, yeah, no, I beg your pardon. Yeah, loud and clear. How are you, Ian? Good evening to you.
I hear great stuff. Yep.
Great. What would you like to say?
It's great seeing these 74 shots, the black and white ones. That was probably the first time that I started seeing stuff in Rex Martin's weekly news service when I was 16. And there was also a magazine called Strictly Elvis out of Labona, Michigan. That,
I remember Strictly Elvis, yeah.
I didn't get it, but my friend got it. And that's when we started seeing the really good quality concert pictures. So I love seeing these 74 shots. It's very interesting, the Sioux Falls shot, because that was clearly from behind the stage. And if people have watched in concert, you can actually quite clearly see there's people sitting behind the stage.
Yeah.
And I could never understand, what these people got out of it, because obviously they hardly ever saw Elvis. He would turn around, and I think that's what we're seeing there, is them walking to the back of the stage and giving scarves out.
Yeah, because he does that on Elvis in concert, doesn't he? At Rapid City, I believe. Or is it Omaha? Is that one taken from? I think I may have lost him. Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember which one it's from, but no, I can hear you fine.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I mean, the Sioux Falls one is quite interesting, as you say, because it does look like it's taken from a balcony or something like that, and it does look like he's walking over to give somebody a scarf. Okay. Sorry, Ian, we do seem to be having some connection problems, actually. You do seem to be coming and going, unfortunately. So we might just have to leave it there, if that's okay. I'm just trying to get... Actually, do you know what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to get up the Sioux Falls photo again, but it doesn't seem to want to play ball, unfortunately. I don't know why. Strange why it doesn't want to move, because it seems to be stuck on the front one. And it's quite... The Sioux Falls one is quite an interesting... I wonder, is it because it's locked? I'll unlock it and see what it does. Okay, so that should actually play now, hopefully, and I can get up the Sioux Falls one that we were talking about. Yeah, here it is. It's playing again. That's an action shot. Then we've got the Sioux Falls one. There it is. And as Ian says, it does look like it is sort of from behind the stage, and Elvis is making his way over to give somebody a scarf. And we do see that in the CBS TV special. And I think it's from Omaha. I don't think it's Rapid City. Thanks for your call, Ian. We do seem to have lost you, unfortunately, which is a big loss, because your calls are normally really, really, really good to hear. So what I'll do is, if you want to, I can actually disconnect you, and if you want to reconnect and come back on, if you do wish to, here we are. There you are.
I'm definitely still here.
Yep. Yeah. I had to disconnect you, and then you came back on again. Yeah. I've actually got the Sioux Falls photograph up now for everybody to see, and I think you're quite correct. It does seem to be like it's from the rear. Now, as you say, a lot of people would have only seen him, just the back of him, for a long time. But he did, when they shouted "turn around," he would turn around for them, wouldn't he?
Yeah, it was quite interesting, because the two shows that we saw in '77 with the fan club, I hadn't realised that our members, the UK and European members, were actually located all over the place. And my friend David Taylor recently sent me some pictures he'd taken from the balcony.
Oh.
So the balcony stage left, and then that was Indianapolis. At Indianapolis, I was on the floor about the halfway line of the basketball court. But in Cincinnati, I was on the bleachers right at the front, stage right. And but yes, he would occasionally turn around. But I mean, it was incredible, because I think I mentioned before, Jeff, that certainly at the shows we were at, the Colonel at the last minute had put in wooden chairs to just fill up every single space, and these chairs were all collapsing. So, I mean, I just think it's only the Colonel that would sell tickets behind the stage.
Yes, well, yeah,
it's just tremendous.
Yeah, I mean, he was a promoter after all, wasn't he? That's for sure.
Yeah, super souvenirs. Yeah. Funnily enough, at the concerts, it did get really, really boring hearing the "get your super souvenirs" every opportunity.
Yeah, was that
on the topic then?
Yeah.
Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, was that Al Devorn that was selling them? Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, we didn't know very much at the time, and a couple of my friends actually they ran out of the concert and they actually got I don't know.
Okay. Are you still there?
I can hear you fine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can hear you again. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. So what I'm saying, my friends, a couple of friends actually left the concert. Steve, you'll have to disconnect me again. I'm hearing it.
Yes. No problem. No problem. Okay. And then you should be back. Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know why I'm hearing it from.
Yeah, it's very strange. You were saying about a couple of your friends, yeah?
Yeah. Can you still hear me? Okay.
Perfect. Yeah.
You still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you still hear me? Okay. So,
I can. I can hear you perfectly. Yeah.
yeah. A couple of my friends left the concert, the Indianapolis concert, early to go and see Colonel Parker getting into his car outside, and they actually managed to get the Colonel to autograph their styrofoam hats that we were getting.
I don't believe you, really.
I wanted to say my bit on the signing.
Oh, please do. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And when we were, I don't know why fans want to do that. They almost want to leave their mark on Elvis. It always sounds a bit strange, but in the old days, we used to always send flowers, and I know that the Glasgow branch of the fan club still send flowers all the time. But so if people want to leave their mark, they could send flowers. Obviously, when Elvis was still alive, we were actually doing things like sending cards. So we would actually send a card to Elvis saying "get well" or whatever, you know.
Yes.
And,
yes.
So we would actually do that. I don't know. It's funny because I don't know if you've been to the Louvre, but when you go to the Louvre, there's the Mona Lisa in front of you, and what are people doing? They're actually taking selfies with the Mona Lisa. And of course, in all these tourist places, it's like Edinburgh. The classic question that we get asked by tourists is, "Where's the castle?" And you just say, "Turn round," and that's it up there. And of course, they're all standing getting their picture taken with it. I tried to remember actually whether I'd signed the wall. And in 1978, we didn't get to go in the house, obviously, but we got to go around the meditation garden, and it was like a 5.5 hour wait or something like that. And I might have written my name on then, but of course I've never gone equipped with a pen or whatever.
Yes.
I've got lots of photos in front of the wall, but some people probably asked me to do it. But I think the only reason you would do it is if you got bored standing in the queue waiting to go up.
Yeah. And tell me this then: if you went tomorrow, would you do it?
No, definitely not. No.
Fair enough.
I always say hello, Elvis. I always say hello.
Yeah.
Whenever we land, I'll probably go, for the 50th anniversary. But whenever we land in Memphis, no matter what time it is, we'll go straight to Graceland, and I always just go and say hello.
Yeah.
I was going to say, "Hey, I'm back again."
Yeah.
And I think because that's my relationship with Elvis. I mean, I think if people want to have a relationship with Elvis, I don't think you should necessarily include writing on the wall, but people have always done that. So we've done it since 1957. There's nothing wrong with it, as long as they don't steal stuff.
Exactly. What do you think Elvis would feel about all the writing on the wall now?
I think he would be fine with it. I don't think he'd be bothered about it at all. I think I did mention the fact that I'd stolen his house number, didn't I? I mentioned that before.
I think you did, yeah.
I stole his house number in Rocket Place. Sandy Miller told me how to get to Rocket Place. I was in Los Angeles, and I got up there in my rental car, and I went into the house, and the house was being remodeled at the time. So I just walked up, and I was in a suit. And the guy said, "How can I help you?" And I said, "This is Elvis's house." And he said, "Yeah, we're remodeling it." So he said, "Do you want to see his pool out the back?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." He said, "Do you want to buy these pillars?" And of course, they were cast iron, massive pillars. I got a couple of pictures of me in the pool with no water in it in my suit. And then I managed to steal 2 light bulbs from the toilet. And I also managed to steal his house number from the front by unscrewing it with a dime, and so I have that in my house. So I've got the house number from Marketplace. But Elvis
Yeah, well, exactly. I wouldn't really call that stealing, no, because it was being overhauled anyway, renovated. So what a great story. I'd love to see those photographs. You want to send them to me and I can show them one week.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay.
Talk to you, Steve.
Yeah, it's always a great pleasure to speak to you. Thanks for calling in, Ian. Thanks a lot. All the best. Bye-bye. It's always just a fantastic call from Ian because he's done so much in the Elvis world, if you know what I mean, and he's cemented his place in history with all the way from Scotland when it shows you the fans getting off the bus in the CBS special. That is Ian saying all the way from Scotland. So well done, and it's always a pleasure. Thanks very much, Ian. And also, Beanie, thank you very, very much for the super chat. Very, very kind. Thank you very, very much. I will put that towards coffee. If people don't want to use the link to buy me coffee, they can always send me a super chat, and that will go towards the old coffee. Right now, we've done this day in Elvis history, and when I was going to do the hidden Elvis clue number 3, but of course I wanted to speak to Ian. But now we're going to do number 3.
Hidden Elvis clue number 3.
Right, I'll just refresh your memory. 295 was clue number 1. 111 was clue number 2. Number 3 is Capricorn. Okay, there you are. Please don't type it yet in the comments because I think that's probably it now for the calls. So I will put that back up. Okay, now, what have we got to do? We've got... My microphone is making a funny noise. Hello. No, maybe not. Maybe it's just my headphones. Where are we? I've done Capricorn, so it's I Wish Elvis Had Recorded. And this was suggested by Tanya. Hi, Tanya. The Last Waltz is a ballad written by Barry Mason and Leslie David Reed. It's one of Engelbert Humperdinck's biggest hits, spending 5 weeks at number 1 on the UK singles chart from September 67 to October 67, and has since sold over 1.17 million copies in the United Kingdom. The title of the song is something of a double entendre, as it refers to both the narrator's first and last dances with the woman he loves. The first dance was the last waltz played at the party where the two met, and the final dance signified the end of their relationship after their romance cooled. Elvis did, in fact, record a very similar song on June 6th, 1970 at RCA Studio B in Nashville, written by Jeffrey Stevens and Leslie David Reed. It was called This Is Our Dance. You see, so that's why it's so similar, maybe, because Leslie David Reed wrote both The Last Waltz and This Is Our Dance. It was released on June 16th on this album, Love Letters from Elvis. Maybe the reason why they're so similar is, as I've just said, Leslie David Reed contributed to the writing of both. So the lyrics, this is sort of The Last Waltz. I wonder, should I stay or should I go? The band had only one more song to play. And then I saw you at the corner of my eye, a little girl all alone and so shy. And then Elvis's song opens with, we had a real good evening. All our friends are leaving. Soon we'll all be alone. Wait till everybody has gone, then play just one more song. And then you go back to The Last Waltz. I had the last waltz with you, two lonely people together. I fell in love with you. The last waltz should last forever. And Elvis goes, 'cause this is our dance. Darling, remember it's our dance. Loving and tender. I'll take you away in my arms. So, yeah, there you go. Tanya wishes that Elvis had recorded The Last Waltz. He did record something quite similar. I still don't know why this is making a noise. Hello? No, maybe not. Can anybody hear that hissing noise? Maybe they can't. Maybe it's just me. Could be my headphones. I hope it's just my headphones anyway. I'll put a link below for that. Please give it a listen and leave your comments. You too can send your suggestion in if you want for you wished Elvis had recorded. Oh yeah, we've got to do this. I'm looking forward to this.
It's time now for Caption the Photo.
Oh, thanks, Chris. She says, no, you sound okay. That's all right. Must just be my headphones. Right, caption the photo. Look at this, for goodness sake. What's going on here? Okay. Honey, I've been asked to sign a lot of things, but never a ponytail. But I'm Elvis and I can do this. And now I've opened up my eyes and found it's all been just a great big ponytail. I like that. Excuse me, ma'am, I've got my watch caught in your ponytail. We're just going to patch it up, darling. Her hair is soft and her eyes are oh so blue. Yeah, she's not you. Pass me the black shoe polish. She missed a bit. This is a new way to pull chicks. I like that one as well. Hey, baby, is your name Marie? You have the longest, blackest hair. There's a lot of songs sort of, moving in here, isn't there? Which I kind of like, I must admit. If you can sort of integrate a song title with a caption, why not? Then the winner, as voted for by you, is this one. Hair today, gone tomorrow. And yes, it was Vincenzo Redente. Thanks, Vincenzo, for that. And there will be another caption this photo. I'll probably post it on the post tab on this channel on Tuesday. I normally do it on a Tuesday, so look out for that. And let's just remind you, if you don't know, we are running the poll, and it really is very, very simple. It's black or white, really, isn't it? Signing the Graceland wall, ? Yes or no. If you've been, did you sign it? Yes or no? And if you are planning on going to Graceland, will you sign it when you go? So that's basically it. That noise has stopped now, so I'm almost certain it was my headphones. And Chris told me she couldn't hear it anyway. So, and well done for the caption, Vincenzo, says Chris. Yes, I say well done as well. I liked that one. I really did. Will we close the poll? Yes, end poll. Okay, there it is. I've ended it. And it is 72% say yes and 27%. That doesn't really add up to 100%. It's probably 73% and 27%. It normally does that sometimes. It just has a little bit of a glitch. But overwhelmingly, over 70% of people say yes, I will sign the wall. Very good. It was more for my curiosity than anything else that I wanted to know, do fans agree with it? And there you are. 3/4 of the vote say yes. Now, underrated song. Underrated song is this. Juliana, thanks Juliana, via our Discord server, has said, If You Talk in Your Sleep is a song released as a single and featured on Elvis's 1975 album, Promised Land. The song was written by Red West and Johnny Christopher. Johnny Christopher had earlier written Mama Like the Roses, Always on My Mind, both recorded by Elvis as well. And he recorded it at Stax Studio on the night and morning of December the 11th, 12th, 1973, between 9 p.m. and 2 a.m. Now, let's have a look. If You Talk in Your Sleep, we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4 takes. No information on, unfortunately. Take 5 was complete. Take 6 is a long false start. Take 9 is the master. And basically what they did was they put backup vocals onto it on January the 2nd, 1974, but they weren't used. String overdubs on January the 10th, 1974, and brass overdubs on January the 15th, 1974. Released as a single in the US on May the 10th, 1974 with the B-side Help Me, as you can see. It reached number 6 on the Billboard Adult Contemporary chart in June 1974 and number 17 on the Billboard Pop Singles chart in August 1974. It didn't perform as well in the UK, unfortunately, reaching only as high as number 40. Okay. The song was covered by Little Milton, I'll say that again, and reached number 34 on the Billboard Soul Singles chart in April 1975. Juliana says, about If You Talk in Your Sleep, it's been my fixation lately. Something about the baritone voice and the funky guitar is just a fantastic combination. It's a very 1980s song to me, she says. Makes you wonder where he would have gone with his music style had he been able to see the turn of the decade. Thanks, Juliana, for sending this in as a... I've lost a sheet. What was I going to say? Thanks for sending that in as an underrated song. You can also send in your ideas to me. And I'm just wondering, have I left a piece of paper? I have, yes. I've left a piece of paper underneath the desk here. I wondered where it had gone. Now, what was I going to say? Yeah, you can send in your underrated songs, photoshops, smoking hot photos, songs you wished Elvis had sung, live funny captions, photos, suggestions for a topic for discussion and all that. I must change that photograph. Actually, I've been using that for quite a while, haven't I? I might change that ideas photograph next week. Now, yes, I do agree with Juliana as well about that. If You Talk in Your Sleep, hugely underestimated and underrated song, definitely, without a doubt. So there you have it. We've got to do this as well, haven't we?
Hidden Elvis, fourth and final clue.
Right. If I said to you that the fourth and final clue was USS LST 855, would anybody know what the hidden Elvis is? Because now I can ask you to type it in the live chat. The Romantics did a song in the 1980s, Talking in Your Sleep. Yeah, no, different song. Visited Rocker once when gate was open and house was vacant. Took many photos. Wow, Paul. Wow. Very interesting. Very interesting, that. Okay. So, clue number 1, 295. Clue number 2, 111. Clue number 3, Capricorn. And then USS LST 855. Does anybody know? Crystal Gale did Talking in Your Sleep song. Yes, another similar song. You've been talking in your sleep, sleeping in your dreams, or something like that, wasn't it? Well, now, the hidden Elvis. This is quite interesting. The person, thank you, Joseph, by the way, for sending this in. He gave me these 4 clues and suggested I try to see if I could stump anybody with those 4 clues. And you know what? It actually does look like I have. It does look like I have stumped you. Oh. As soon as I said that, somebody typed it. Well done, Mrs. EAP Elaine. Yes, it was this man here. The hidden Elvis was Scotty Moore. There they are when it was all before them. Scotty Moore. And basically 295 is he traded the 295 for the Gibson L5 and he plays that on Mystery Train. 111, well, that's because he was Winfield Scott Moore III. Capricorn is because that's his birth sign. He was born on December the 27th, 1931. And the USS LST 855 was the ship that Scotty was on in the Navy. So it looks like, oh no, sorry, I beg your pardon, Vincenzo got it as well. But fair play to Mrs. EAP Elaine. You're the first person I think that actually... it says, Paul McCartney owns Bill Black's bass, Steve. Yes, he does. Linda gave it to him one Christmas. Okay. So that was quite fun, but I'm not sure whether I should make them that difficult every week, because only 2 people got it by the looks of it. Scotty Moore was Elvis's Hidden Elvis. Now, next Saturday, I will be giving you the times closer to it, so please keep a watch out where I post information. And it is Jailhouse Rock, and it will be Saturday, the 28th of June. It'll be the same time as Love Me. It'll be the same time as Loving You. Okay, but I will. Don't worry, I will post it in the next few days for next Saturday, the movie watch along on Discord, Jailhouse Rock. Okay, and I really do hope you can join me. So I wanted to tell you that, the movie watch along. And if you can, if you haven't already done, subscribe. You can see it there just next to Elvis's head, and click the bell for all notifications. And also make sure your notifications are turned on your phone as well for the application. Now, where are we? I'll tell you where we are. We have got to... We've done the Scotty Moore thing. Smoking Hot, courtesy of Susan via our Discord server. And it's a first for Smoking Elvis or Smoking Hot, because he's actually pictured with somebody else. Helen says, wow, Jailhouse Rock, cannot wait to see it. Thanks, Steve. Yeah, well, that's next Saturday. I'll give you the times closer to the time. But it's the same time. As far as I know, Juliana says it'll the same time suits her as Loving You. Yeah, so it's unusual for this Smoking Hot photograph, because, as I say, he's with somebody else in it, but you'll see why I've picked this one, and it's this one. The way they're gazing at each other there is just absolutely, yeah. Ian says, lady, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Yeah, that's one of my favourite scenes as well in Jailhouse Rock. Okay, so here we are. Fwah, says Jill Brett. What we got? We got any more comments on that? Hope Lang and Elvis in Wild in a Country. Nice profile. Would love to be in her shoes. Beautiful and gorgeous. Yeah, they both are. Yeah, I agree. They made a lovely couple, didn't they? They really did. Yeah, I sometimes thought that. She kind of looks too old to be his love interest. But she wasn't that old. She looked mature, all right, but Hope wasn't that old. She played Charles Bronson's wife in Death Wish, Steve. I didn't know that. And Teresa, hi Teresa, says, so tender, yet so hot. Purple Green says, kiss me quick. Don't forget, people, to send in where you're watching from, and I will give a worldwide shout out to your country or your state or your town or your city or whatever you want me to shout out. I will do that. And you will, because this is, after all, the Global Elvis Community Channel. And so I like to tell, and it was, I'll just recap on what it was this week. The worldwide shout out was Mexico City, just in case you missed it at the start. Great picture. He's so gentle, says Jane. I'm not sure whether Hope is still alive. She died in 2003, according to Ian, unfortunately. That's sad. We are losing a lot of people in the Elvis world now. It's sad, unfortunately, the way things are going. Thanks for that information. I thought she had passed away, actually, Ian. I just couldn't remember exactly when she did. So it's over to Elvis.
All right, let's wrap it up and get out of here.
Don't forget, on Saturday, we'll be doing a watch-along, Jailhouse Rock, on Discord. I'll give you the times nearer the time. Thanks to Dave and Chris for moderating. Thanks to everybody that called in and took part in the show. And until next week, and I'll see you Saturday as well for the watch-along. Al.
Elvis has left the building. Thank you and good night.